शेयर कहाँ से
लाइव
बट लिंक कहाँ से बनेगी?
यूट्यूब का है।
हाँ ये आगे शेयर कर।
ये है ना?
हाँ
कॉपी करो इसको, बटते को भेज रहा हूँ। इस पर क्लिक कर दो।
इसको अपने डिपार्टमेंट के पर
पहले क्लिक करके वो खोल के देखो उसको, फिर भेजेंगे ऊपर। क्या दिख रहा है उसमें? व्हाट्सएप पे जाना। सर भी आ गया।
सही चल रहा है।
मैंने आपको बोल दिया पार्टी भी वो 50 गेट हुआ था। हाँ शुभम की जगह किस सिस्टम से ये लॉगिन आएगा वो देखना है।
सर 11 बज गए, हम लोग स्टार्ट करें सर? ओके ओके सर। एंकरिंग टीम रेडी? जैन चलो स्टार्ट कीजिए है ना। सर यूट्यूब पे देखिए कैसा दिख रहा है। सर यूट्यूब पे देखो ना कैसा दिख रहा है, आपका आधे घंटे बाद आया। तो राठौड़ सर यूट्यूब पे देखो ना कैसा दिख रहा है, आवाज़ आ रही है?
There is no voice. बच्चे बोल रहे हैं यूट्यूब में वॉइस क्या है?
आ रही है, ये देखो, सुन के देखो।
नेटवर्क प्रॉब्लम हो।
हाँ। आवाज़ नहीं आ रही यूट्यूब पे, कुछ भी नहीं हो रही। हाँ तो वो नेटवर्क की प्रॉब्लम।
मुझे पढ़ते हैं पर आज का है कि अपन को रिस्पांसिबिलिटी अपन उसमें किसी क्या काम होता है ये मेरी आदत है वो आओ यू नो रिस्पांसिबिलिटी लो बना लिया है वो थिंकिंग कर उस टाइम में वो काम कर वो अच्छा ये बात
साउंड नहीं है, यूट्यूब पे साउंड नहीं आ रहा।
उसको प्रतीक को बुला। आ तो रहा है ना, आवाज तो आ रहा है। हाँ तो नहीं,
यूट्यूब पे नहीं है।
यूट्यूब भी तो है, वो सर के हाथ में। हाँ
क्यों? बोले मेरे को वहाँ पे देखने ले लो हमसे।
सर उसका रिकॉर्डिंग चालू।
रिकॉर्डिंग तो ऑटोमेटिकली होगी। इसके साउंड यूट्यूब पे साउंड नहीं आ रहा, यूट्यूब पे साउंड नहीं आ रहा।
देखो
यहाँ से म्यूट करो, ये माइक को बंद करो। अब देखो सही है।
क्यों सर, यहाँ पे बंद करा तो मुझे तो आवाज आई नहीं रही। नहीं, मुझे आवाज नहीं आ रही।
सर इस स्पीकर को बंद कर दो सर। हाँ आपका बंद है ना, हाँ ठीक है। तो क्या सर के इसमें यूट्यूब पे वॉइस जा रही है, आपका इसका इनपुट जा रहा है इधर।
नहीं तो अब मुझे आवाज नहीं आ रही।
तो सर आप मोबाइल पे लगा दो सर, तो क्या इको जा रहा है सर के इसमें, तो इसलिए यूट्यूब बिगड़ रहा है। वही प्रिंसिपल मैडम के साथ यही है। आप अपने मोबाइल में चालू कर दो सर।
हाँ यही से ऑपरेट भी कर सकता हूँ।
वो जो भी ऑपरेट करना वहाँ से कर लेना, यहाँ पे साउंड के लिए आप इधर से, क्योंकि संकेत में इको इधर से आता है। ये वाला जो है स्पीकर, ये स्पीकर हटा दो। कैसा स्पीकर है?
कैमरा भी हट गया।
जब
will be in a position to hunt jobs, placements on campus based on the skills he developed during these 4 years. It is very, very important. Try to utilize this type of platform whenever we are organize such events at departmental level or at national level. You have to perform, you have to sharpen your technical skills, you have to develop your personality as per the expected level of corporate, and nobody is going to stop you. Third fact which I would like to put in all of you, that we would like to make the era of this student chapter Fire and Security Association of India on the pattern of Indian Society of Technical Education, where you may found or students may found more incentive as compared to existing or present situation. We would like to strengthen your student chapter, which helps us to leave our signature, vibrant signature at a national level. Very within very short duration of time, you may found our strategies, and it will reflect in our actions very shortly during 1 to 2 month time period. With these words, I wish this Tech Fest have succeed as good as we conducted in physical format. Wish you all very best of luck for this particular event. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Your guidance, sir, is so precious for us, sir. Your guidance can change our fate, sir. Thank you so much, sir, and please keep this guidance upon us people, sir. And sir, now moving forward, I would like to remind you all that we had a very eminent personality, one more very eminent personality among us. Yes, I'm talking about Mr. Romil Agarwal, sir. He is National Fire Manager. He is National Manager of KV Fire Chemicals Limited, Mumbai. He is also the Secretary of FSAI of MP Chapter Indore. So I request Romil sir to please impart his knowledge upon us and please continue the meeting, sir. Please, sir.
Thank you, Zen. You are able to hear me all?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yeah, because this is a virtual platform, and you see, when the speaker speaks, only he speaks before the screen, so he's not able to see, or he is not able to see the response of the people as such. But I am happy, and actually I am more happy to see this such a very informal kind of thing, because I was thinking earlier it has to be very formal, and it will be something which looks like a, what you call it, a stress over the speaker. But it is really a very good gathering. I am seeing that it's informal, and within the students itself, being headed by Mr. Patel, Dr. Patel. And so actually I had, because I have to speak something about FSAI student chapter activities as well. So I will just would like to share a small presentation kind of thing, and we shall keep talking informally as well. So let me see if it is visible to all. Sir, are you able to see the presentation? Sir, somebody has to speak.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, the presentation.
Yes, sir, we are in a position to see.
Yeah. Yes, and because now I am seeing only my screen, so I'm not able to see your things. Anyway, first of all, Dr. Patel, this is a very good session you have conducted, and I have just listened your initial remarks as well. So this profession, you see, this fire is such a profession. Fire safety is a different kind of profession, and it is not basically just an engineering as a profession. It is much more than that. So because we are talking on a virtual platform, and it is only because of COVID. So first of all, we should see, more and more we remind ourselves about COVID and take the precautions. As a formality, I will start with a namaskar, telling all my students here and all the faculty members who are present that we all have to forget now good afternoon, good evening, or these kind of gestures which we are, you see, doing as a pleasantries, because namaskar is something where we fold our hands, but all other pleasantries we have to extend our hand for a handshake. So during this pandemic time, I don't think it is recommended for a handshake at all, and we all have to be very careful. So starting with the namaskar, I will just tell the SMS of COVID, a very simple lines. Just we have to remind ourselves and our peers, माना कि खुल चुके हैं अब व्यवसाय, दफ्तर और बाजार, किंतु खत्म नहीं हुआ है इस महामारी का अदृश्य वार। सतर्क, सेहतमंद और सुरक्षित रहने के करें सभी उपाय। सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग, मास्क और सैनिटाइजेशन अपनाएं। SMS, we all know SMS and we are, you see, as we can understand the vocabulary of our own things. So we have to remind this SMS always. Important point which in continuation with what Dr. Patel has said, I would like to congratulate you all. First of all, IPS being a student chapter of FSAI, we all know that you are aware of FSAI. All of you deserve special regards for choosing the fabulous branch of technology. You see, not because I am from the industry or I am related to the fire industry, but I have special regards for all those people who are doing something different. There are various fields, nothing is less, all have equal, you see, competence, all have equal proficiency, but choosing a field which is challenging is really great and admirable in my views. So I say a huge applaud and appreciation for selecting not just a profession, but a service to the nation. Students, this is the engineering profession which also provides you a uniform. Other than defense and administrative things, you are one of the people who are going to save lives of people, because when we go to the external world, when we are meeting people, I have been traveling a lot of places where in corporates, where the people, fire engineers or the fire officers, we are day to day interacting with them. We always understand the challenges they are facing. And of course, you are the pillars, like even in the COVID times also, these fire people, they are the COVID warriors. And in FSAI, we have recognized so many COVID warriors during our meetings, and we are discussing, like most of the places, the municipal fire corporations or municipal fire offices, they are working for sanitization of the things. They are working not only fire. When you are going to the industry related to fire, think whatever required for the safety, even for the hazards, even for the floods, it is not only the disaster management team which works. A fire team is always required whenever you are facing any kind of disaster. So once again, I appreciate and applaud the things which you are going to do in your future, and you have to be very dedicated in this particular field. Now coming to FSAI, let me brief some small brief of FSAI. You all know that FSAI is a non-profit organization established in 2002, representing fire protection, life safety, security, building automation, loss prevention, and risk management industry. For being a member of FSAI, it is an utmost satisfaction that I am also contributing to society through FSAI. We have 23 chapters all over the country. In these chapters, we have more than 840 members, corporate members. Total, we have more than 7,800 members. In corporates, if you see the name, and because you are a part of student chapter of FSAI, so all these corporates, like Dr. Patel was just discussing about the challenges after completion of the fire engineering, we all are doing it for the job. And we have to serve the nation, we have to serve the society. So FSAI has a lot of corporate members who would be supporting all the student chapters of FSAI for jobs as well. So particularly, I have put this slide. You should be aware that all these important players like Siemens, Honeywell, Bosch, Schneider, Tyco, Kirloskar, Hikvision, they all are our corporate members. In addition to it, we have more than around 7,000 professionals and individual members, which include a lot of architects, consulting firms, and so on. So there is a huge scope, like not only when you are preparing for job or when you are preparing for the interviews after passing out. This FSAI is such a platform that joining FSAI will help you a lot in having relationships with the industry. In FSAI, internally, we work by forming different committees. I have highlighted few important committees like standards and codes, events and programs. FSAI comes out with journal every 2 months. Student development, we have a separate committee. FSAI Suraksha Index is a very important thing for which we are working. Then also we are working for Make in India and MSME, and including so many activities like I am showing it here. The mission of FSAI and the student chapter of FSAI is to acquire, disseminate, and apply knowledge of building, automation, fire safety and security industry, to inspire and build passion in the student community, to make this career option and fulfill human resource requirements in the industry. So you all know that the mission of FSAI itself is to support people. Why student chapter is required? Like earlier we had been doing only for the industry, but now we are focusing a lot on the students. Safety is important for all, we all know. Risk is a part of our life, but accidents are not. We can avoid accidents. If we are aware of the things we can avoid. Curriculum should have capability to assess and manage risk. Our citizens of tomorrow must know, I'm talking about you, the students must know what to expect in the real world. Life and safety is not a subject in school or college. Normally we don't read about it. We are generally just getting it out of our experience, out of our day-to-day living and the things we meet. Getting to know technological progress at young stage, this is very important for students. Being aware of what next in an unsafe situation or a fire situation. The objective to start a student chapter to create FSAI student society in engineering colleges, create life safety awareness among students, articulate various activities of our industry growth and opportunities, involve them in our association activities, induce sufficient interest of the students to plan their career in our industry, and encourage selected students for innovative ideas as well. Students activities, you see, whenever people are joining with us as a student chapter, what are the goals of every student? Every student member need to be aware of life safety. You see, in day-to-day life, most of the people are not aware what is a manual call point, what is a panic bar, extinguishers, fire drills, evacuation, first aid, and resurgence, which is very important, like artificial respirations. All these things we used to teach people, like students must be taught so that they can, you see, use it as and when required. It is a responsibility of every citizen of the country. Student members to take responsibility of spreading awareness among their fellow students in college. A student member plays an active role in spreading awareness within the community. Student members must be reasonably aware of our safety, security, and automation industry, the product lines, and the current technology as well. Similarly, these are few photographs like we are doing with the student chapters, various activities we are conducting like seminars, demonstrations, drills. And what is the benefit to the students? Benefit is that FSAI publishes a journal and the publication is specialized articles can be put by students. Student newsletters, we used to publish FSAI Buzz, which is a business newsletter. Student projects and essay competition we also organize. University branding at various FSAI events. So IPS Academy is itself like we are branding at most of the places. People are aware of it, that you are one of the leading student chapters of our FSAI. Then expert lectures are being conducted. Then the chairs from FSAI at colleges, like we are going to various places and we are organizing the events. Then industrial visits also FSAI is coordinating, field projects, then sponsorships for innovative projects, advisory board members from FSAI for industry institution partnerships, and FSAI is also establishing skill development center. Now this is very important. Just briefly I will go through it. Skill development center for student chapters center to host latest in technology equipment in IBBMS, fire safety, security systems. You see, students, the things are moving, changing fast. The world is changing fast. Students can develop projects based on such systems. Students get hands-on training while setting up the center. Then advantage of the industry links up while interacting with different technology partners. And similarly, new projects, spin-off technologies can come out with the help of the motivated students. So this is all brief what I want to tell about FSAI. And before I thank you and wish you a very informative, enlightening time during this fest, I should say that this is a really very important program. And yeah, are you able to see me now? So
Yes.
I know that you are going to have a very interactive session, informative session during this fest, and this fest is really important. Already, Dr. Patel has told all the importance, and they have said. But I personally, because I used to travel in the market, I used to travel at places in the industry. I have been in touch with most of the time. My purpose of meetings is only with the fire engineers, either from Nagpur College or I am seeing people also from IPS Academy. I am in touch with few people who are in uh, the refineries. People are working. Some person was also working with the Numaligarh refinery. I had met. I know he's a good friend of mine. So you people, like if there is any concern about the jobs, we should have an alumni where people can help their people itself. Like sir has said that a lot of coordination is done among the students in the seniors and juniors. Similarly, who are the already passed out people, they can always help a lot in that category because they understand where is the requirement is and what all new things to be developed among the students to cope up with the industry and the new technology. So I will not take much time because already it is 11:30. The time is going to complete. So thank you very much, and I will certainly be meeting you again for a session where I will cover a lot of things more. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your valuable information and knowledge, sir. Thank you so much. So now it's time to move on to start our first event of this 5-day workshop. And our first event is panel discussion. First of all, I would like to inform you all that there will be 6 teams, and these 6 teams will get 20 minutes each for their participation. Uh, the jury, I would like to inform you all about the jury members. Who are the jury members? The jury members are Associate Professor Manish Dubey sir, Dr. Sumit Bhatia sir, and Dr. Aditya Tiwari sir. These three will be judging this event. Starting and calling upon our first team, I request the in charge of first panel, that is Mr. Vijay Kahar sir, to please start your conversation, sir. Please, sir, start.
Just a minute, Zain. Dr. Patel,
Yes,
can
sir.
I take, yeah, can I take your leave and I can join somewhere whenever I have time just to have the fragrance of your sessions.
Yes, sir. There is no problem at all. Basically, we would like to present in inaugural function, and
Yeah,
probably from FSCI point of view, Indore
right.
chapter is there. Kesho may be present in throughout the event. There is no problem at all, sir.
Thank you.
You may
Thank you,
leave,
Dr.
sir.
Yeah, I am
Thank you
available
so much.
online over phone as well. And thank you. Thank you
Okay.
very much for all your cooperation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Uh,
I am sorry. I think there are some technical issues. I request everyone to please stay on the conference, please.
Hello, Jen, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, you're audible. Yes, sir.
Okay. Good morning, respected HOD sir, jury members, and all faculty members and dear students. Today, the panel discussion competition. The first panel discussion topic is how India fared in fighting coronavirus compared to developed countries. Our panelist members are Harsh Shukla, Sulabh Sharma, Purvang Pandya, Shubham Mishra, Ankit Rai, and Samir Patidar. I would like to introduction about this topic. India is the second largest population in the world is suffering severe from COVID-19 disease. In the beginning, coronavirus cases in India happened due to the abroad connection rather than the transmission within the country. The first three infection cases around 13 January and 3rd February 2020 in Kerala as they returned from Wuhan, China. By May 18th, India investigated about 1 million infected cases from COVID-19, and as the 7th December 2020, cases equal to 96 lakhs 77,203. Social distancing and lockdown rules were employed in India, which however had an additional impact on the economy, human living and environment, where a negative impact was observed from the economy and human life. The environment brought a positive ones. How India fared in fighting coronavirus compared to developed countries. Panel has discussion topic today. Please start the discussion. First panelist member. Thank you. Please start the discussion. First panelist members.
Yes, sir.
Jain, Purvang Pandya,
Yes.
Harsh Shukla, please start. Harsh Shukla.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Please start your discussion. है ना?
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Three members are supporting side and three are opposition.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, Chodi sir, Dr. Praveen Patel sir, and all jury members and our chief guest and our seniors and our classmates. So let's start. India has fared in fighting coronavirus with, with compared to that our world that our country seen way to world in that circumstances, like say namaste instead of shaking hand, and direct benefits to 80 crore people by Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana. But there are many crucial and important that have been like problems of migrant workers and econo- economy and sharp rise in unemployment. मैं चाहता हूँ कि हम जीत कर भी हार गए हैं. This is my words. And I am telling you a fact that are about 39 crores migrants in the country according to World Economic Forum and according to International Labour Organization. stay in a loop that those workers would be poverty stricken. Indian migrant workers during the COVID-19 pandemic have faced multiple hardships with factory workplace shut down due to the lockdown imposed in the country. Millions of migrant workers had to die with the loss of income. In today's world, nothing is possible without money. Food, food storage, and uncertainty about their future. Millions of them there and families become hungry. And at that time, we saw notable incidents on 8th May 16 migrants were killed in Aurangabad in Maharashtra. Rail accident on 14th May, 10 workers were killed in and 55 injured in Madhya Pradesh Gunabai road bus accident. On 16 May 24 workers were killed in Auraiya district of Uttar Pradesh.
Harsh Shukla, please speak. Harsh Shukla,
Yes, sir.
in supporting side.
Okay, sir. Once again, a very good morning to all of you. Today, I would like to speak in the motion on, and my topic is how India favored in fighting coronavirus, and I am speaking in motion. According to me, India is in a much better position than other countries in fighting against coronavirus. As earlier, in the year of January, we came to know that India had only one laboratory, but now India, in recent 6 months ago, now India has more than 1,300 laboratories which are testing more than 10 lakh COVID patients. Earlier, the doubling rate of India was like 750 cases came in one day, and the double was in 4 days. But now the doubling has been gone into 6 days. And our honorable Prime Minister earlier also mentioned and told that not only these laboratories will work on COVID-19, when the COVID-19 pandemic would be over, it would also test various other diseases such as hepatitis B, many other viruses, flora, and many other things. I would like to tell also that I would like to tell that our Home Minister, Mr. Amit Shah, worked very well with Chief Minister of Delhi and controlled the coronavirus in Delhi. Although the cases are again on a rapid rise, but due to the public, because on the festive season they do not wear mask, and they are not properly prepared at that time. Also, I would like to inform that 6 months ago, India was a country which was having no PPE kit, and only one manufacturer of PPE kit was there. But now India is manufacturing more than 2 lakh PPE kit in a day, and also they are manufacturing more than 3 lakh and 95 masks. The best part is that earlier India was an importer, but now India has become an exporter, which has also raised its economy. There has been a drastic change in the Indian economy due to coronavirus, but still being 130 million people, we are fighting with corona in a very fair way, according to me. And talking about the efforts to contain the spread of the virus in rural areas, our Prime Minister said that there is a need to develop new health infrastructure also. Along with that, in rural areas, the Anganwadis and ASHA workers have also worked a lot, because they have made people aware of this virus. So it is very beneficial for us. Also, the sanitization
Ankit
facility
Rai,
was.
Ankit Rai, please speak. In opposition side. Ankit Rai,
सर वो नहीं है.
Samir Patidar,
Yes, sir.
Samir Patidar, please
Yes,
speak.
sir.
In opposition.
But why didn't the government give notice about the lockdown? A 4-hour notice before the national lockdown didn't give people time to prepare for it. This meant that the world largest lockdown came as a shock to people who didn't have time to adjust to a new way of life. Make arrangement and struggle often essential. Anxious and uncertain, many people tried to go about their lives normally, disobeying lockdown rules. Today we are in an unlocked situation with a far greater spread of the coronavirus. Perhaps What a country of our size and diversity needed was a slow, graded, and gradual lockdown to begin with.
Sulabh Sharma, please speak. Sulabh Sharma. Sulabh Sharma, can you hear me?
Sir, I want to answer it.
Okay. Harsh.
According to me, the Indian government is not responsible and it is not necessary and mandatory to inform each and every secret information which is going under the home ministry. And the lockdown was the lockdown was an immediate shock for everyone, but it was a very necessary condition. So the government did not had time to announce it earlier. And also after the lockdown, the government tried a lot, and also various other celebrities worked very hard to help the migrant workers. After that the workers have to obey their instruction. Where they would have been doing the job, they should have stayed over there. Or if they were not getting the proper food or facilities, then government launched the Ann Yojana, so that they may get the benefit of the these cereals, foods, pulses all in a month for 2 times. So according to me, the government's work was very fair, and India is doing a very good job against coronavirus.
Sir, I want to be answer.
Okay, okay. Purvang Pandya, speak.
Yes, according to my opinion, sir, India has really failed in fighting coronavirus because the government has taken
Okay.
right decisions at the right time. So, as PM Modi said that in the fight of coronavirus, India has come to a point where it does not lack in awareness. Its scientific data is also expanding day by day, and the resources are also increasing. And so, the deaths due to the coronavirus in India are much lower than the many big countries. And the country now has more than 11,000 COVID facilities. So, and according to
Sir,
ventilators,
Sir,
there
I
is a
want to
significant
answer
increase in the
from
production of
post side.
Okay, okay.
Sir, we
Please
cannot
speak.
neglect. Sir, we cannot neglect migrant workers because according to CNN News 18, there are 9,071 deaths not directly by COVID-19. The cause of these deaths have been occurred by starvation, exhaustion, and road and rail accident. Indian migrant workers during the pandemic COVID-19 have faced multiple hardships with factories and workplaces shut down due to the lockdown imposed in the country. Millions of migrant workers had to deal with the loss of income, and today's world nothing is possible without
2 minutes
money.
बता गया.
Sir, I want to answer it.
Okay.
As Shubham told that migrant workers are dying without food, and there are various other reasons, not COVID-19. But I would like to ask him or question him that Modi doesn't had a time machine that he would have known that the COVID-19 would so drastically affect our country. He is not a superhero that he might be know that the COVID pandemic will be coming in so sudden and he will react like this. He has worked very hard. That is why today we are having 1,300 laboratories. In January we had only one laboratories. So and also not I'm not only appreciating that our honorable prime minister have worked hard. People too have been a lot of aware about it. Today the condition of India is that number of hospital beds per 1,000 people is 0.5. Health expenditure as a share of GDP is 3.1%. Also, the per capita public health expenditure is 1,657 INR. The country with the highest number of cases is United States, which has a population less than one fourth of our country. So it's a very proud thing that we, not being the best medical facility at a time, are doing very well in the coronavirus. Also, when the cases reached 10,000, India tested 1.79 lakh peoples a day, while UK, France, and Spain tested only 1.13. Only Canada was leading us, who tested 2 point something lakh people when the cases touched 10,000. So we have done very well. Israel, the biggest medical facility, got destroyed when COVID-19 came. Also, the developed countries such as Japan and and even China, which is a very developed country, is hiding their original data. They are showing the data which are not original. The two cards to the 2 crore SIM cards which have been blocked automatically by the Chinese companies are all a bluff, which shows that they are showing a wrong data. Pakistan also is showing a wrong data, and India is showing correct data, and lot of test is being done in a day, more than 10 lakhs. That is why the cases are being increased day by day. But soon I know that India would be able to control this pandemic.
Dear participants, please you have only 2 minutes.
Sir, I want to answer.
Okay, please give.
Sir, sir, today there are 30 or 40,000 cases are coming, but at that time there are only 501,000 cases. But sir,
At that time, the testing was also only in 1,000, but today the testing is been 10 lakh. When 10 lakh cases will be tested, of course the positive cases will rise. Yes, if tomorrow a time comes and 20 lakh cases are being tested, then there could be more COVID-19 patient. But at that time, when 500 cases were coming, that time the testing was very low. That is why the government also developed 3 high-tech testing facilities, that is ICMR institution, National Institute of Cancer Prevention and Research in Noida, National Institute of Research in Reproductive Health in Mumbai, and National Institute of Flora and Enteric Disease in Kolkata. After also our country is working on vaccine, and the trial has been on its third phase. So soon we will recover this.
If we talk about the Arogya Setu app that the government has launched to detect the coronavirus, that this app is applicable only for the smartphone. But in our country, nearly 75% of the population doesn't have a smartphone. What about this?
Our country is a type of country in which 1 people earn and 7 people eat while sitting. They do not like to job. While in US, 7 people earn and 7 people eat. They are like independent. They like to do work. Even a kid of 14 years likes to be self-employed. If he is studying, he wants to pay the fees by himself by working as a part-time jobber. But in our country, the trend is quite different. One man works and all men eat. So there is a poverty, and India, once a time India was below poverty line, but now India is a developing country, so we cannot develop in a rapid situation. We have a lot of population, so slowly we would increase, and everyone would be able to be connected with globally with digital India. Hello.
Hello.
The last thing which I would like to mention is now India is also making the medical oxygen cylinder, which once wasn't possible for India to make. More than 11 lakh isolation beds are ready for the COVID-19 patients. So I would say the best Prime Minister and the best Home Minister and the best government is working on COVID-19, and they are going to tackle it very easily. So don't worry and wear a mask, which is very necessary, instead of talking negative things about our country. Thank you.
So I now complete the panel discussion, and I would like to give conclusion about this topic. Thus, how India is a topic of discussion in this work. In this work, how India is equipped to deal with an increasing number of COVID-19 cases as compared to other countries, coping with the current situation such as adverse effect on the economy, human living, and environment during the COVID-19 lockdown period, along with various approaches undertaken to overcome this pandemic is discussed. 3 segments were emphasized here: the economy, human life, and environment. It is evident that while the first two have a negative impact due to corona, the environment has a very large positive impact. The unemployment number will be increasing in the future. Also, without proper vaccination containing COVID-19 case is real challenge. Thanks to all.
Thank you so much, sir, and all the panel members. I want to announce something that all the people, all the participants, please, while speaking, turn on their cameras and speak, meaning you have to speak up. And also, one more thing to all the leaders of that panel, to all the faculties, that keep in mind that the duration of this particular panel discussion is 20 minutes. So, we should not exceed more than 20 minutes. So now I would request the second panel to please start up. I request Mr. Praveen Tathod sir to please continue and tell us about his panel.
All right. Good noon, everyone. Respected head of the department. मैं ऐड मेरी आवाज़ आपको सुनाई दे रही है ऑडिबल है
Yes, sir, you are audible, but your face is not fully visible.
ओके ऑल राइट
Yes, sir.
ओके गुड noon, everyone. Respected head of the department, Dr. Praveen Patel, sir. Respected jury member, team coordinator, our panelists, and dear viewers. I, Praveen Tathod, Assistant Professor and Panel Coordinator, Faculty at IPS Academy Institute of Engineering and Science, Fire Technology and Safety Engineering Department, welcome you all. Here we are dealing on the hot topic, that means the status of unity with respect to the pride of nation or the wastage of money. Here with us two stand, Gaurav Barpatre, fourth year students, uh, Rawal Tejas from third year, Mehakpreet Singh second year, Sarthak Panse fourth year, Pallav Bhute third year, and Himanshu Paradkar second year. Every citizen of India must remember that he is an Indian and he has every right in this country, but with certain duties. Everyone who takes the life too seriously must prepare himself for a miserable existence. This statement by the great man Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. There were many who used to think that a deserved country like India can never remain united. It will fall apart. But Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel shown how is it done. We should learn how to grow from strength to strength, how to always stay united. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, birth span 31st October 1875 to 15th December 1950, popularly known as Sardar Patel, was an Indian politician. He served as the first Deputy Prime Minister of India. He was an Indian barrister and a senior leader of Indian National Congress who played in a leading role in the country struggle for independence and guided its integration into the united independent nation. In India and elsewhere, he was often called Sardar, meaning the chief in Hindi. He acted as a home minister during the political integration of the India and Indo-Pakistan War 1947. Patel was born in the district Kheda and raised in the countryside of the state Gujarat. Apart from that, there are several roles and responsibilities at the time of freedom fighting, as like Satyagraha in Gujarat, fundamental rights of the economical policy, legal battle with the Subhash Chandra Bose, Quiet India movement, integration after independence, fight for self-rule and political integration of India, and many more. As far as the Statue of Unity is concerned, statue has been built as an Iron Man of the India, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. He was responsible for uniting all 562 states of the country to build the Republic of India. October 31st, 2018 marks the inaugurations of the world's largest statue, the Statue of Unity, against the backdrop of the dramatic Satpura and Vindhyachal Hill in Gujarat. The 182 meter, that means approximately 600 feet approximately, built at a cost of 2,989 crore rupees. Statue is dedicated to the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the architect of independent India. The movement towards over the river Narmada and tribute to the India from the people of Gujarat to the leader who placed the people welfare first. The Statue of the Unity overlooks the vast surrounding and the river basin of the Narmada River and the sprawling Sardar Sarovar Dam. As a part of an outreach program for the project, the state government had asked the Indian farmer to donate their used farming equipment to collect the iron needed for the statue of Sardar Patel. Eventually, about 5,000 tons of the iron is delivered to the collection. Here we are discussing on the Statue of Unity is really pride for us or the wastage of money. Here I invite Gaurav. What do you think uh, about the symbol of pride? Kindly share your views. Gaurav.
Uh, Thank you so much, sir. Respected all. A very cheerful good afternoon to each and everyone. Every citizen of India must remember that he is an Indian and he has every right in his country, but with certain duties. This is a famous slogan of Bharat Ratna honored and Indian freedom fighter Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. The Statue of Unity is dedicated to the Iron Man of India, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. He is widely considered to be the architect of modern India. On 31st October 2018, 143rd birth anniversary of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the Statue of Unity in Narmada district of Gujarat. This massive statue is of Iron Man of India, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. It is a tribute to his immense contribution, dedication, and determination towards our nation. It helps in coming generations to know about his role in uniting India. At 182 meters from the road entry and 208 meters from the river entry, the Statue of Unity is the tallest statue in the world, taller than the 153-meter tall Spring Buddha in China and almost twice as tall as the world famous Statue of Liberty in New York. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel handled the integration of 562 princely states with his diplomatic skills. The most historic and commendable contribution of him towards our nation was the integration of 562 princely states under the Indian Union. And without a civil war, he secured the solidarity of India. This statue is a huge, huge symbol of pride to our nation and built as a tribute to Bharat Ratna honored Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Now going on to the tourist attractions at the Statue of Unity, this statue continues to generate revenue and attract tourists. This statue has attracted more than 2.9 million tourists and earned more than 82 crore in 1 year as told by the government, Gujarat state government. Now it helps in generating huge income from tourism and the entire money which is spent on the construction is expected to be recovered in the next 35 to 40 years. Before COVID pandemic, the statue attracted 13,000 tourists every day, outspacing the Statue of Liberty, which attracts around 10,000 daily visitors. The statue helps tourism sector to increase total contribution to India's GDP. In India, tourism is the largest service industry with a contribution of 6.23 to the country's GDP and around 8.7% to the total employment of the nation. In my opinion, the Statue of Unity is not only a tribute to the Iron Man of India, but also is the first such tourist attraction located in India and is termed Pride of Nation. Thank you.
Okay, Gaurav. Here, people will be definitely reading about the highest statue being in India, and this is the massive symbol of the pride. But at the same time, the build-up cost. Have a look at this 2,989 crores rupees, especially in case of the pandemic situation in India. Even we are underdeveloped country. So, what do you think, Sarthak? What is your opinion?
Okay,
Sarthak.
so Gaurav, I completely agree with you. It is the pride of our nation. He did a lot for our country. It is world's biggest statue. But what I feel is it won't generate enough revenue. So my reason for this statement is the statue is in Kevadia, which is a town in Narmada district of state Gujarat, and it takes nearly 8 hours to go over there from Mumbai and 4 hours to go over there from Ahmedabad. The nearest airport is 173 kilometer far away. So I don't believe someone will someone coming from far away from some foreign country will ever go there just to see that statue. And speaking about Statue of Liberty, it is in New York, and people over there, New York people have far more things just than Statue of Liberty. They have Central Park to visit, they have Empire State building to visit over there. So I don't think so. People just visit there to see Statue of Liberty. And the second thing is, I believe that he did a lot for our country, and I I completely agree that it is pride for our nation, but I don't think so he will ever be happy after seeing this, that this huge amount is wasted after his money, after his name. They could have created something more appealing, something more made for public welfare. They could have created a hospital after his name that could be helpful for both public and private sector. That and I don't think so. They just wasted public money because the money was generated by public taxes. So I think they just wasted it.
Okay, Sarthak.
1 minute, sir. Sarthak, I just want to correct you. You have just told that the nearest airport is 172 kilometers. No,
Yes, sir.
nearest is 30 to 40 kilometer, which is Barodra
Yes, sir.
airport.
But sir,
And yes,
yeah,
it is a airport from which the flights are daily available from Bombay and Delhi.
sir.
First,
But
second,
that
listen to me.
yes,
Second
yes.
is there just now, a few months ago, one special airport flight has been launched from Ahmedabad river basin to that place. It's directly connect the both place. So if a person is coming from Delhi or Bombay, so it can land in the Ahmedabad and they can directly go over there. You know? So these are the updates. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir, for sharing your great and knowledgeable views. But Sarthak, you express yourself at your potential level. You are right, but at the same time, the tourism potential will need a lot of time, as you already expressed, to be realized, as the area is underdeveloped in the term of connectivity and infrastructure. A lot need to be done to make the area a tourism hub, such as the building of road, hotels, and the regular train links to the bigger cities, and that will cost even more to exchange. So, Tejas, what do you think? What is your opinion?
I
Tejas.
disagree with you, Sarthak, sir. I don't think this is a wastage of money. I will tell you how it saved money. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel is known as Loha Purush or the Iron Man of India for his iron will that led to a united India. An appeal was made to the farmers and villagers of this nation to donate their used iron tools and soil for a unique Loha campaign. The movement showed a great response and help in collecting almost 5,000 tons of iron. Due to some issues, it was decided that be used only in other parts of the project and not the statue, which in turn helped in reducing the total cost. Many people are criticizing the building of a statue because of its cost, but the fact is that the total expenditure was not given by the Indian government. Only rupees 3 billion was spent by Indian government, and the rest of the money was given by the private sector under public-private partnership. The public was spent on it is less than the private money spent on it. For those who don't know what public-private partnerships are, public-private partnerships collaboration between a government agency and a private sector company that can be used to finance, build, and operate projects such as public transportation networks, parks, centers, etc. As the statue was built on a PPP model, most of the money was raised by the government of Gujarat. The government of India had allotted 3 billion for the project in the budget from 2012 to 16. Around 10% of the amount spent is contributed by the government. L&T spent the major part of the money in building the statue. On 1st November 2018, over 128,000 tourists visited the Statue of Unity in 11 days after it was opened to the public. It is expected that this tallest statue will generate around 15,000 of direct jobs in tourism. Over 29 lakh tourists visited the Statue of Unity since it was inaugurated last year, and a revenue of 82.51 crore was generated. It is estimated that more than 10 lakh tourists will visit the Statue of Unity every year. This will help in generating huge income from tourism, transportation, and other services. Entire money spent on the statue is expected to recover in the next 35 to 40 years. This statue is estimated to remain as it is for more than thousands of years. It implies that it will continue contributing to the national income of India through tourism for 10 centuries. India's population outside Gujarat is 1.2 billion and the central government paid about 3 billion rupees. That means if you live outside Gujarat, you pay 2 to 3 rupees in the form of taxes to build this statue. Now tell me, is it worth it? That's all from my side.
Okay, all right, Tejas. But Tejas, at the same time, I also share my views. Over a period of time, more such employment will be generated once the entire complex is well developed. A tourism dedicated to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel and the entire freedom movement, plus usual Saunist slopes will do a lot develop this place. A lot of employment was generated definitely during the building of this movement, especially among the skilled construction worker. Here I mention specially skilled worker. That is the identity of India. And apart from that, stone masonry and the architecture work over a period of time. Much employment will be generated. So, what do you think? What is your opinion, Pallav, about the view of Tejas?
So my point is that the expenditure that has been put on the statue, which is almost about 3,000 crore rupees, which is a huge amount in a country like India where people are suffering from poverty and especially from malnourishment. First of all, the money that has been put on the statue is not a one-time investment. Care and maintenance of the statue has to be done because it is the tallest statue of the world. And along with that, we can see that there was a statue of dinosaur that was made along with this statue, which get demolished in the first week, which has which was worth about 3 crore rupees. So the same company made the Statue of Unity. So we can imagine the amount of money that is to be required for the care and maintenance of the statue, and also the cost that is required for the advertisement and the promotion of the statue. Initially in first 2 months there was almost 3 crore rupees which was spent by the government for the promotion and advertisement of the statue. And also the people nearby, almost 8 villages are shifted from their original place to make hotel and resort for the tourism of the statue. And also we can see that the L&T company, the Lawson and Troba company that made the statue, imported a lot of its material from China. And even the steel shelter of the statue was imported from the China. That gives a lot of employment and profit to the people and the companies of China. And it is also a disgrace for made in India. But also we can see that it is not made in India; it is made in China.
All right, Pallav. But as far as this development in turn will create the major environmental hazards, many of which are already created during the initial construction of the statue. And as the fire and safety engineering student, you also very well know about the environmental hazards. What is your opinion? Mehakpreet, kindly share your views.
I completely disagree with Pallav sir's statement. The Statue of Unity is not a made in China project. The rumors are due to the fact that some of its bronze plates were imported from China, which I don't think is a big issue, as our country doesn't mine copper and its related elements, and China has its excessive amount. So I don't think that is a problem, and so it is definitely not a made in China project. It is a made in India project and has no connections with China, as it is constructed by an Indian construction company, Larsen and Torbro, commonly known as L&T. This also incorporates with the Made in India project and is a big example of making India Atmanirbhar. It also inspires other people to become self-dependent and contributes to Made in India project. It also contributes to the beauty of the Narmada Valley, and apart from the base of the statue standing above the flood level recorded over a 100-year period, 237.35 meters above sea level. And it can also withstand wind speed of up to 200 km per hour and earthquakes measuring 6.5 on the Richter scale at a depth of 10 km and within the radius of 12 kilometers of the statue. So definitely the statue is quite strong and will keep maximizing the beauty of the Narmada Valley for a long, long time. And due to the fact that India is a country of historical monuments and have plethora of history-related buildings and have a flourishing and thriving tourism, and even one of the seven wonders of the world, Taj Mahal, is in India, which already have a flourishing tourism and is contributing continuously to the economy of our country. So there is no doubt in the fact that this statue will also generate a whole lot of revenue for our country, like any other monument, and will help in boosting the economy of India.
All right, Mahekpreet, I'm also agree with you. But in the long term, there will be the massive tourism potential to the surrounding area, as the people from far and wide, both within and outside the country, would be able to visit the place. In the era of the social media and the Instagram, what better place to click the selfies than the right under the word tallest statue? Your opinion, Himanshu, what do you think? Are you agree with Mahekpreet Singh? Himanshu.
So, keeping the last point mentioned by Mehakpreet, I want to continue this discussion. As we all know, our country is overflowing with historical and cultural monuments, but we hardly have money to preserve them. The Archaeological Survey of India has 3,691 monuments under its custody, containing 36 international heritage sites. It has to reach out to the private sectors for its preservance. In fact, ASI, also known as Archaeological Survey of India, spent more money in building its new headquarters than it did on the than it did on the conservation of monuments in
It did
2017.
on the
Than it did on the conservation of monuments in 2007. Sir, is my
Company last
of the statue. And also the people nearby, almost 8 villages are
hello?
shifted from their original place to make hotels and resorts for the tourism of the statue. And also
Hello,
we can see
sir.
that the
The
L&T
voice
company, the
is
Lonza and
repeating, sir.
Trauma company that made the
Okay,
Hello.
panelist, you have only 2 minutes to cross or answer the questions to the other panelist. Only 2 minutes.
Uh, Hello. In my opinion, this statue is the biggest. It will help the tourism sector in India to increase its total contribution to its GDP. And before the COVID pandemic, we have seen that the statue attracted more than 13,000 tourists every day, which is more than the average visitors at the Statue of Liberty in New York. So, thank you so much.
Okay,
Okay,
so
so you told about before COVID situation. What about now? What about now if they could have made some hospital or school or any sort of other thing that could have helped them right now? It could be used as isolation center. So I think they could have used this money for better than this thing.
okay,
I
definitely.
disagree with you, Sarthak sir.
Uh,
After the pandemic, due to the immense patriotism in we Indians that has developed over the year, by the way we are fighting with this pandemic, and due to the vocal for local movement by our Prime Minister, Sir Narendra Modi, most Indians will prefer national tourism over international. This in turn will boost the tourism in India and help to generate money through revenue.
I think this statue of unity is not should not be called as a statue of unity. It should be called as a statue of division
Now,
because it has divided people of India in two political views. So where it is uniting the country, people of the country.
okay, panelist.
No,
There
may I
are
request to panel in charge, please conclude
okay.
the session.
So, as far as the time foundation is concerned, here I share one stand is right, but at the same time, other stand is also not wrong. So, as far as the conclusion is concerned, the Statue of Unity is definitely the pride, but at the same time, such type of project are wastage of money, and it's depend on several factors as like the view of the people, present condition, the locality, economical strength of the country, the international status. Here on the above conclusion, as the part of the social human being, I also strongly agree with our panelists, especially wastage of public money when we are suffering from the issue like COVID-19 pandemic in India, where our economical growth near about in minus positions and the people are really surviving for the daily needs. So here and last, I thank you all participants to share your potential views, especially thanks to the coordinator team, our jury members, and thanks for spending few minutes and enjoy the rest part of the days. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, and all the panel members. Thank you so much. Uh, so now, moving forward, I would request the third panel to please come on the meeting and please start your discussion. So I request uh, Mr. Kamal Shukla, sir, to please carry on this discussion ahead. Please, sir. Kamal Shukla, sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Yes, sir.
So, good afternoon to my respected HOD sir, faculty members, and my student. I, Kamal Shukla, assistant professor from Biotechnology Safety Engineering Department. Today,
Sir, your volume is too low.
hello, hello,
Yeah, Kamal sir, continue.
I am here.
Yeah, yeah.
Today, we are gathered here for our National Tech Fest first day, which is organized by our department and supported by Fire Security Association of India. I am the panel in charge for the topic is India ready for cashless economy. Let's introduce a cashless transaction is India in an effort to move towards a cashless economy by minimizing the use of physical cash. Transaction into a cashless economy is an international issue, and many of the countries already almost become a cashless economy. A cashless economy is where financial transactions are not being done in the term of currency notes, coins, or physical cash money. It was in trend by barter age of cashless transaction and other method of exchange like food, crops, and other goods. The new concept of cashless transaction in cashless economy are made with the help of digital currencies where legal tender is exchanged and recorded only in electronic digital form. So many challenges and opportunities are associated with cashless economy. My panel team is Dishant Barade, Tanishq Agrawal, Shivam Pathak, Mithali, Siddharth Sharma, and Ishika Shukla. So please start your panel discussion. First is Dishant Barade. For unmute yourself and on your video.
स्टूडेंट्स, आप फॉर्म में बोल रहे हैं कि अगेंस्ट में, ये भी आप बताएं टॉपिक के
Yes, sir.
फॉर्म में बोलने के अगेंस्ट में, देन यू प्लीज कंटिन्यू फॉर ईच ऑफ
Good morning to all the faculty members, jury members, and respected HOD sir. Sir, here three persons will be speaking in against and three persons will be speaking in for. So Mitali, Siddharth, and the third person from the second year, that is Ishika, will be supporting for the for the favor point, and I, Shivam Pathak, Ganesh Agarwal, and Dishant will be speaking on the against. So I would like to start. Mitali, please.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone present here.
Now, I would like to start the discussion with my points in the favor of our topic. So, for the developing India, we need to focus on cashless economy rather than cash economy. Also, as our honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji started the campaign of cashless economy to counter corruption in the face of demonetization.
Yes, as I do agree to your point, but I think that as one of you said that demonetization would be helping in coping with the corruption. But in the newspaper, we can daily see and we can see a lot of newses that the corruption is increasing day by day. We can't see any major difference, as if you could say that there is a very major difference if we can see in the form of reducing corruption. So I would like that. I would like to say that this is not actually much helping.
Yes, sir. But in 2019 itself, the Corruption Perception Index ranked the country 80th place out of 180, reflecting a steady decline in corruption. And as we see the recent figures, figures include reaching nearly 660 million Indians, and country will contribute to 2.2% world's digital payment nowadays.
As we are speaking about the cashless economy and demonetization and corruption, according to Bloomberg Point reports, there are 63% of Indian people are still saying that there is a need of corruption right now in the government body. And in if we're talking about the Asia, if we compare with China or any of the countries in Asian countries, our country is one of the most means it comes on first place in taking bribes, and it is currently on 30 means 39% of vote has been against India in that corruption purpose. So cashless economy, I think, not helping to curb the corruption as cashless economy may reduce the cash dependency, but it won't reduce the cash dependency or gifting any of the employees. I'm not want to say that government, but it is where people will give gifts or any of the gift cards or any of the services to the let the people do their work.
Yes, exactly. If you want to really lower down the lower down this thing that is the corruption, so these things should also be monitored, and the officials should also be monitoring these things because in hard cash and in gifts, you could support corruption. You could give any hard cash or a gift to a person. Now that would also be counted in a corruption part only because maximum of these things are done by this way only.
Sir, according to me, I'm in the favor of the topic. So, according to me, digital transactions can be traced and they can be monitored if something is found fishy in the digital transactions. They can be detected to a greater extent. And for example, sir, if I will tell you the stats of 2020, particularly in this COVID-19 pandemic, 17 to 27 years of age persons downloaded online mobile payments app to 75% of them, then 27 to 37 age of persons are downloading online payment app, 95% of them, and 58% older age people are downloading online mobile payment time. Even a Kirana store shopkeeper is now accepting mobile money with the help of MobiQuick, Paytm, online or Google Pay. Okay, so I can say that India is slowly moving towards cashless transaction. After demonetization, it was not to a greater extent, but yeah, today in a COVID-19 pandemic, we can say that yeah, India is moving slowly and steadily towards cashless economy.
But if
As
COVID
we
19 pandemic would not have been there, if these situations would not have been there, then what could be the move of the government to actually promote this thing? Because many of the people are not literate enough. They don't know how to use these things. They don't have smartphones to use what you say UPI or Phone Pay or Google Pay, whatever it is. So they don't have it. They don't have much knowledge.
with that contest, I want to add that the small vendors like on Thelias, that the vegetable vendors don't have any of the option of the Paytm or anything. They are only using hard cash at that time, and in also the banks, there were a number of people are depositing hard cash at that point of time. So it is a basically uh, government not included small vendors or agricultural people that has been supporting the giving us vegetables or fruits to an extent that are able to do on a slim platform to uh, reduce the cash and use the different apps that have been installed or that have been introduced in India.
And
Yes, sir, but as per recent estimate shows that 55% population with a smartphone by 2025. It is not necessary to have one should have smartphones. The one with non smartphones also have access on digital transactions, like government has made USSD and the star 99 hash services regarding this.
Yes, I agree with your point, but if we are taking that consideration, 55% will have smartphone, but what regards about the 45% that won't have smartphone? And with smartphone, we are talking about literacy and all the things about that. If people are not literal, how to use that phone, how to uh, digitalize themselves, how would be they able to pay another person about that at that point? That government is not using any of that platforms or not spreading that much awareness at that point of time in comparison with other countries.
Exactly, exactly. So similar is the case with agriculture sector also. The government is just telling that yes, we are promoting for the cashless economy, but not for the agriculture sector. Maximum of the population do not actually support these things. They are more dependent onto the cash. They don't go for this you could say that transaction purpose, because as you can see that they are also protecting for protesting for MSPs. So really focusing on a cashless economy for them, or is the government like deviating from the topic?
and another
Sir,
benefit people.
sir, as you are saying that all the people are not digitalizing, but as we are seeing that in current situation of corona pandemic, there are rising number of contactless transactions to save from a direction spread. I have read in the report that total UPI transactions were 1.33 billion in June. And also due to lockdown, we were not able to go and give cash directly. That time, digital transaction was the only option left with us. And also, we are not able right now. We are not able to go to college and pay our college fees. So we have to, and also you also have paid your college fees via digital transaction only. So so my point is that right now, according to the situation, we cannot think of the economy which is fully dependable on cash. Like we
Of
need to
course,
grow to cashless economy.
but
We need to
but
grow to
at this
cashless
point
economy to
we
survive
can't
in the
use
pandemic.
the cash dependency because we are a high cash dependent country. In comparison, the rate of cash to GDP is 12.42% in India only, and in other countries that it's like average 5%. So it's a huge ratio with the GDP, and we are fourth largest country in the world to having that cash dependency. After that, Japan and other countries, nearly 75% people in country use cash at any point of time. If you are going out any point, don't want that you should do digitalize or you should use a debit card or credit cards. You simply just pay in cash only because it is easier to transact at that point of view. We are using from past 20 200 years, so we are getting familiar to that own point time. If you are saying that just at in 10 years we should change, or is India ready for cashless, it is not possible.
Yes, exactly. Our country is basically a cash-based economy. Cash economy is also the backbone of several, you could say, unorganized industries in our country. Employing, there are millions of people. Those are employed in those types of industries. And if you would just shut down those industries, and you will be saying them to opt for a cashless economy, now that would actually be taking out their employments from that sector, and laborers who actually get their daily wages. So for them it is not easy to get these payments on their phones, and then they could use it for the other for the daily purchase purpose.
Shivam sir and Tanish sir, with due respect, I completely agree to your point. But I would like to say that we know that there are many the illiterates in the villages and small towns in India. But using debit card can make them easier, because with the use of CVV, we can just easily have transactions with the help of debit card. And for example, nowadays, because due to COVID-19 pandemic, Amazon, Flipkart, Meesho, Mintra, they all are using online transactions, but mostly illiterates are going towards cash on delivery, which is not accepted by some of the marketing apps in India. So we can say that just we have to teach illiterates about the use of debit card as much as possible. Solely with the use of debit cards, they can just know how to learn Paytm, MobiQuick, and Google Pay. For example, sir, Bipin Preet Singh, the founder of MobiQuick, said that Narendra Modi has just done a great just took a great step towards the demonetization of 1,500 rupees. And according to the statistics of India, 98.6% people are just downloading Paytm, and they are increasing their KYC limits. So we can say that India is, yeah, moving towards a cashless economy with the help of support of our great Prime Minister. And COVID-19 pandemic has, yeah, it's an unfortunate pandemic for all the country, of course, but it is just giving support to cashless economy in India.
As Siddharth, you said about debit cards and credit cards. So there are only 2.3 lakh ATMs in India and 14 lakh POS only. So it is a very least number, very less number, so that we should digitalize all and whole country. It is not possible with these type of stats that I am seeing right now. And if we are talking about the apps we are using, there are four types: open apps, semi-open, closed, and semi-closed. So if you are opting for that apps, if you are any opting for any of the portals that you are paying your bills or anything by a cashless economy, you can see that we have to pay an extra amount for that, amount of 0.5% up to 2000, or of 9.9% up above 2000 for that rupees. And if you are doing an IRCTC app, you have to pay rupees 15 plus GST. So if we are making a digitalized payment, we have to pay a tax for that too. So it is not possible for any of the person to give their bills and another much amount of money that should be used. So an extra tax would be a burden for digitalizing the economy right now.
And Siddharth, you have also talked about the debit cards. So I would like to say that for the banking system, there are many class of people who don't know that how to use those things. They generally depend on some stranger person. Whenever if you would have gone to some banks, they have to pay some pay-in slip. So that also they got paid by some stranger. For your debit card also, they sometimes depends on some other person to take that amount out from that ATM. So it could be a risk for them. It is like not that you could completely for money you could not even trust your relative even. So that is the thing.
Sir, apps like payments and Paytms and PhonePe are giving us cashback to save our money. And as we all know that it's a human tendency. If we see money, we have to spend it anyhow. We have to spend it. So by going cashless, we should save our we can save our money. As they gives us cashback, and the government has recently introduced UPI and other platforms also, and giving awareness regarding this by making advertisements on televisions, so that the poor people also or the villagers also can be aware of regarding this apps and services for going India to be cashless.
And sir, I want to add my point to Ishika. Sorry to interrupt you in between. I would like to say that for illiterates or blind persons, there is also HDFC and Bank of India and State Bank of India are taking care of these people, and they are protecting and preventing their money by their control methods. And of course, sir, as I told you earlier, that even a Kirana shop store is now accepting mobile money. So I would like to tell you that each and every transaction is being recorded, and corruption is also greatly reduced at this point of time, because we have to show the online transaction receipt and all that, and it's a matter of showing at the end. And corruption is now also getting reduced from the time Anna Hazare has just what I mean to say that just put a slogan that corruption bhagao from India, then it's just all about we are India is still a not a developed country fully. I will say it's a developing country, and we are taking some steps to make India a cashless economy.
So as you can, as Ishika said that about that Paytm apps and all that, but if you are transferring amount of from Paytm wallet to your Paytm bank means on your bank, it would charge a 4% of fee. So why would a person would charge a 4% fee just to transfer from wallet to bank? It is not a good use of that. And you are telling about the use of digitalization and transaction records. So I can say that there is an method means a person can cyber attack or means hack that app too. So it is not easy to put your money in and digitalize sector on in that in that means. So if you're get if there is a cyber attack on Paytm or any of that MobiQuick or the apps, so your money would be in danger and your personal data would be in danger. So
Your
it is
money
a
is
very less
also at
security.
that time your money is also credited in your wallet. That is that app's wallet. The money is your money is credited. You can't directly get it to your bank back. So that is also not a good point. That when we actually purchase something or we purchase something online. So when we do that, after that when we just try to cancel that order, so they don't just give your money back into your bank account. They just credit into your wallet. That is their own wallet. So you can only use that money for their purpose. You can't use it for your own purpose.
Only we can use this cashback only recharge and bills only. We cannot spend from transfer. We cannot send it anyone.
In current
So, but
situation, we can.
Actually, I
Sir,
want to.
sir,
Sorry.
I would like. Okay,
Yeah,
sir.
Mithali, you must speak.
Okay, sir. As one of you mentioned about the taxes, so I would like to discuss about the taxes. As the digital transactions are transparent and clear, so the people, so the people have to be clear about their income and all. So more people will pay income tax. Like right now, the situation of India is only 1.5 crore people are paying tax out of 130 crore people. Okay.
Channel in charge, Shukla
Yes,
sir,
yes, sir.
please conclude
Okay, sir. Okay.
your panel discussion.
Unmute yourself. Mute yourself. Sorry. Mute yourself. All panel team. My very well discussion for is India ready for cashless economy for favor and against? As my conclusion for few points, talking it slow, suddenly shifting everything to the cashless trade is of course going to be difficult. It is necessary to proceed slowly and gradually. Second point, monitoring transaction fees. The banks must make sure that the transaction fee is either free or affordable to all. Third point, the minimum balance issues. The bank must encourage the opening of zero balance accounts to encourage the poor to make use of the bank account. Fourth point, ensuring internet connectivity. The internet connectivity being a major issue in the rural areas should be treated by the government on priority to ensure secured connectivity. The fifth point, promoting the use of cards. There must be sessions promoting the use of cards and tutorials to the illiterate about how to use the card and what precautions. Thus, making India cashless is very strong concept, but it needs the support of proper infrastructure, tutoring, as well as a stepwise plan to succeed. So, thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. And I would also like to thank all the panel members. Now, moving forward to our fourth group, I request the in charge of this panel, the fourth panel, that is Mr. Hemendra Patel, sir, to please continue this discussion ahead. Please, sir.
Good afternoon, one and all present here. This side, Hemendra Patil, Assistant Professor in Fire Tech and Safety Engineering Department, and also a panel in charge for the Atmanirbhar Bharat topic. If we talk about the Atmanirbhar Bharat, which is a policy formulated by our Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi for making India a bigger and more important part of global economy, pursuing the policies that are efficient, competitive, and resilient, and being self-sustaining and self-generating. In Atmanirbhar Bharat, they included mainly 5 pillars on which the scheme focus on. The first one is the economy, to increase the economy, and the second pillar is the infrastructure, third pillar is the system, and the fourth pillar is the vibrant demography, and the last pillar is the demands. This policy of Atmanirbhar Bharat will be conducted in the 5 phases. Phase 1 will include the business, including the MSMEs. Phase 2 will be the poor, including the migrants and farmers. Phase 3 will be the agriculture, and phase 4 will be the new horizons of the growth. And the phase 5 will be the government reforms and enables. Now, without wasting of any time, I want to introduce the panel members. Here, Vaibhav Sharma, Divyans Mishra, and Sejal are in the favor of this Atmanirbhar Bharat, and the Yaman Yadav, Padma, and Nikhil Gautam are against this topic. So, over to the panel members. You can start, Vaibhav Sharma.
Atmanirbhar Bharat. Atmanirbhar Bharat is a very prominent scheme. It's going to make India self-reliant, self-sufficient, and a global supplier. Currently, our country is facing a lot of issues. One is trade deficit. The trade deficit between our country, India, and China, that is our largest trading partner, is $53.7 billion as of data of 2016-17. So we have to become export-driven country and less import-driven country. That means under the scheme, we are going to make our India making supply chain stronger. We can take example of medicine. 22% of world medicines, generic drugs are produced in India, but raw materials are supplied from China, and that is in bulk. That is 70%. So during COVID times, what happens? China even increased its price by almost 2 times. That means under this scheme, we are now developing drug parks in which we will produce 51 units of API here in India, so that we don't have to rely on any other country such as China. Also, our Indian government has started an initiative to make our 12 different sectors like furniture, auto parts, organic farming, electronics, and many others, where we have potential to become self-reliant, also a global supplier. Just in the time of pandemic, we have seen that we were producing masks, 4 lakhs masks per day. Also, we become second largest exporter of PP coveralls. We can take example of our own story of Maruti Suzuki. Maruti, along with the collaboration of Suzuki in 1980s, it was having technology, it was having skills that was required. That's why its success run for 2 decades. And now we can see our whole automobile sector has grown up. Automobile sector is now contributing 50% almost in manufacturing GDP of a country. Reliance Jio is currently building its whole 5G network on its own from scratch. So we are becoming self-reliant. So these other 12 sectors can be encouraged from it.
But for Atmanirbhar Bharat, a person needs to work here in our own country. But the wage or salary in our own country is very less compared to the other countries. That's why many of the greatest talented engineers or scientists work at the foreign international companies like Google, Microsoft, Intel, MasterCard, or even NASA. The quality of products produced must also be good for Atmanirbhar Bharat. But the quality of products produced in our own country is very low, especially in terms of technology, because half of the products are found defective compared to the other foreign products. And the products which are produced in our own country are still made by the foreign raw materials. Let's take an example of a mobile. What a mobile normally we see a processor, camera, and the battery. These all three things are basically produced by the foreign countries like US, China, and Korea. Let's say that 80%, let's say, even if we produce a mobile, but the 80% of the hardwares are produced by the foreign raw materials. Even if you go by the military systems, let's take an example, the Rafale, which we are so proud of, it has been made in France.
Atmanirbhar Bharat, a self-reliant Indian mission, it consists of 10% of the GDP in 2019, focuses on the cut down the dependence and improving safety, compliance and quality to gain global market shares. It helps in strengthening local market and production and improving the supply chains between the MSMEs. And also it is a great complement to the Make in India initiative, which intend to encourage the manufacturers of India and also providing them economic relief to various sectors and empowering the poor laborers, migrants, both from organized and unorganized sectors. The most focuses in investing the MSMEs is because as MSMEs providing the 45% of the total employment of our country, and also the 50% of the total exports is done by only by the MSMEs of our India. And also the MSMEs are invested by the country, and also with the free collateral loans are given to them to providing them a big relief to them. And also the financial sector is also invested by 30,000 crore rupees for the impeachment and a great revenue injection to them.
Atmanirbhar Bharat, of course, a very good initiative to turn our country into something very independent and self reliant. But the question that arises here is it the right time when we have seen into various headlines that so many people in our country have lost their jobs? So many small sector industries had to shut down permanently. So many businesses went flop. So when our country's population are suffering economically here, is it reliant to go for this mission here? Also, we should not forget that our country's still 68% of the population is living below poverty line. Majority are staying in middle class. Only a small fraction of our population belongs to the rich, privileged. So the major purchasing power, which is coming from the middle class people, until and unless they are not stable with their economy, how can we go for this abhiyan? Another thing here is also, which is a very long system going on in our country's society. It is that our country is believing on a system of saving rather than going for investment. Being harmed economically, will we be able to bring up people make up their minds to invest at this point?
Right from starting itself, Atmanirbhar Bharat has proven itself to be one of the best schemes introduced till date. My friend Padma questioned whether this scheme's timing is right or not, but according to me, the timing is very right because due to COVID-19 pandemic and due to the increasing border tensions with China, China overpriced their items because of which we didn't had any other option instead of buying from them. So if India would have been Atmanirbhar, we would have produced our own goods and used them for our own benefit. Many foreign direct investments have been on increase after the introduction of this scheme. Apple, one of the leading producers of mobile phones in the world, invested $150 billion in India and will be soon setting up many manufacturing units of phone. Earlier, phones used to just assemble in India, but now India will be producing its own India will be setting up its manufacturing units of phone. Small scale industries like the world turnover of handicraft industry is of $400 million. Indian handicraft industry, right from the starting itself, has been very artistic. Also, Indian handicraft industry is being proven helpful for the small scale industries and is providing them the money and the wages needed to their family and to do their day-to-day household. So, India has been on lead on the sale of handicraft items in huge nations like Dubai, Singapore, and USA. Also, I would like to talk about this huge achievement of India's ISRO. India's ISRO is launching the satellites of other nations, and till now, 51 countries have given their satellites to India to launch them into the space. Thus, India is becoming Atmanirbhar in each and every field, and very soon India will become one of the Atmanirbhar. India will become one of the self-reliant nations in the world. Let's hope for the best. Thank you.
Uh, First of all, I would like to say hello to everyone. Now, as we think that Atmanirbhar Bharat simply means independence from foreign power. It is a noble cause, but it is far too ideal for its own good. Most of the daily necessities goods are mainly imported in India. That creates job for small merchants, and to become Atmanirbhar, our country will need to produce enough quantities of such goods to fulfill the needs of these merchants. We will need better quality products at a better price, but currently India is not capable of monitoring and quality checking all these goods that are being produced. For example, that as Vaibhav said, that in PPEs, daily basis, 4 lakh PPEs were produced per days. But if we check how much of these PPEs are capable to work in a normal scenario, in a practical scenario, we will see that most of them are defective in their own ways. Now, as we can see, large production, good quality, and low prices are currently unachievable until and unless it is to be industrialized. And in current situation, in which our economy's growth rate is low, jobs are very thin, and we are not capable of industrial revolution in our current situation. Self-reliance will help us in bad times. That I agree with. But in peaceful times, will it be helpful? Corporate jungle has always had one rule. Either you are patient or you sleep hungry. So we need to be patient, take this process slowly, and develop our options in a very small steps. Atmanirbhar Bharat is just a repackaged version of Make in India. There is nothing new, just some small parts were changed for advertisement purposes. But other than that, it is just the same thing on a in a different package. Now, it is less like Swadeshi movement and more like Fend for Yourself campaign. That's why stay warm, stay hydrated, and stay fierce. This is a harmful world, and we need to be prepared for every kind of situation. Thank you all.
I think Vaibhav, Divyans, and Sejal had shared a lot of points, very good points about the Atmanirbhar Bharat. And Yaman, Padma, and Nikhil shared some missing points or missing views in the Atmanirbhar Bharat. If we see the growth of India's personal protective equipment sector from zero, which is zero before the March, to the 450,000 pieces in a day by today, by the beginning of July, is considered can be considered as a fine example for the self-reliant India. And if we see the strategy of Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, that seems to give a strong supply side push by boosting the availability of capital on easy terms and though supporting the agriculture and business sectors. But it cannot be denied that there is a desperate need for demand stimulus now. People's purchasing power needs to be increased, and demand for the industrial products and services must be created. And the income support to the migrant worker and the urban poor is also an immediate concern. So there are some good, we can say, very good points about the Atmanirbhar Bharat, and there are some missing views which should be included in the Atmanirbhar Bharat. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, sir, and all the panel members. Now, moving forward, the second last, that is fifth panel. I request Mr. Ramjay Singh Prajapati, sir, to please come on the meeting and continue the discussion ahead.
A warm good afternoon, one and all. I, Ramji Singh Prajapati, Faculty of Fire Technology and Safety Engineering Department. Today, the topic of panel discussion of our group is role of electric vehicle versus conventional vehicle for the future of India. An electric vehicle is one that operate on an electric motors or traction motor for the propulsion, while conventional vehicles are in internal combustion engine that generate power by burning a mix of fuel like as petrol, diesel and gases. Therefore, such a vehicle is seen as a possible replacement for current generation automobile in order to address the issue of rising pollution, global warming, depleting natural resources, etc. Electric vehicle came into existence in the mid 19th century when electricity was among the preferred method for motor vehicle propulsion, while conventional vehicles are already used from 17th and 18th century. Our group members are favor in the electric vehicle. Vivek Tiwari, final year, Adukush Trivedi, third year, and Devans Gupta, third year, and group member favor in conventional vehicle. Mohammad Jainal Abdin Qureshi, final year, Nikhil Tiwari, second year, and Pratik Sehrawat, second year. Please start, group members.
Hello and good afternoon, everyone. I am Vivek Tiwari. I would like to speak in favor of electric vehicle over the conventional vehicle. Electric vehicle are the future of automobile industries. Electric vehicle is a new generation vehicle which reduce harms to human environment and also runs on a cheaper cost.
Uh, a very good afternoon once again to one and all. This is Zain ul Abidin, and I would speak on the advantages of conventional vehicle over electric vehicle. So, as Vivek had spoke the good thing about electric vehicle, I would like to impart knowledge on the beast of automobile industry, that is the conventional vehicles that uses petroleum as a product of source of energy, and it is preferred by 90% of world's population today, as they are more powerful, faster, and a huge variety, a huge range of variants are available in the market.
Good morning to one and all. Good afternoon to one and all. My name is Adukshat Trivedi, and I would like to put some points in the favor of electric vehicles. As electric vehicle produces zero emission of greenhouse gases and other air pollutants, thus electric vehicle emits zero pollution.
I think our group member is absent, so I will take his place. As we had discussed about, electric vehicles are not zero pollutants, as it said in the last person spoke that the electric vehicles are zero pollutant. But I would like to introduce a point that the electric vehicles run on electricity, and electricity doesn't comes from vacuum, right? Electricity is also generated, and it is generated from natural resources like coal, which is produced in thermal power plants. It's somehow electric vehicles are also degrading our environment. And talking about conventional vehicles,
Then,
conventional.
may I interrupt you?
Yes, sir, please, sir.
Before starting the session, you have to just tell us about you are telling us about the favor or against. Okay,
So
then you.
I am saying in favor of conventional vehicles, sir. So we have
And
said
sir,
this
I
earlier.
am saying in favor of electric vehicle.
And I would also like to tell one more point that in the upcoming future, that is around 2030, most of the conventional vehicles engine will be in that situation that the pollution which will be emitted by these engines will be so minimal.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Devansh Gupta. I would like to speak on electric vehicle over conventional ones. Zain sir, as you earlier discussed, that the electricity which is generated is generated from coal and which creates pollution. So, on the other hand, when the electric vehicle is charged, the electricity can be produced through various sustainable sources, such as from wind energy and also from solar ones. So, this will create zero emission zero this will create zero emission and also will work and also the vehicles will work with the zero emissions, and there will be no emission of harmful gases at the time of generation of electricity and also at the time of running of vehicles.
Good morning, everyone. I am Prateek Sarawat, and I would like to speak for the advantages of conventional vehicles. Conventional vehicles are more powerful. One can travel long distances with fast speed and which saves time. But when we talk about electric vehicles, they can travel only few hundred kilometers.
As my friend said that electric vehicle can travel only few kilometers, I would like to put some points in front of him that when we use modern technologies in electric vehicle, like regenerating braking system, it charge up the battery and can travel a longer distance. And nowadays the fast charging stations are also provided which can charge the electric vehicles in 30 to 45 minutes and can cover a longer distance.
Very good morning, all of you. I, Nikhil Tiwari, would like to speak on advantages of the conventional vehicle. But Vivek, sir, as you said, that it can travel a long distance and does not produce a sound. But as it produces sound, it reduces the chances of accidents, and the pedestrians can hear the vehicles on moving or traveling around the road.
Brother, for these sound sensors can also be used very easily. Electrical vehicles have much fewer moving parts than compared to conventional vehicles. As the cost of repair and maintenance is much cheaper as compared to conventional vehicle, and also conventional vehicle have more moving part, then its maintenance is very much high is compared to electric vehicles. Then it increases the maintenance cost.
I agree with you, my mate. But seeing the conventional vehicles parts can be easily replaced. Wherein electric vehicle full electric circuitry have to be changed as it works on electronic system. Also, conventional vehicles can be maintained at any places and by any mechanic. But electrical vehicles have to be taken to special places, special locations, which are usually located in big cities, in metro cities, and there also anyone cannot repair that fault because highly skilled labor and highly skilled mechanic is required for repairing that repairs.
Now I would like to put a new point in favor of electric vehicle in case of accident. Electric vehicles are more safer than conventional vehicles because when we use conventional vehicle, there we use the fuel as a highly flammable liquids like gasoline and diesel, which are highly flammable. But when we use electric vehicle, there is no use of highly flammable liquids. So in case of accident, when in case of accident, there is no chance of explosion, and no chance of explosion, so there is no chance of damage to vehicle and as well as human.
But I would like to add, sir, that look when we look at batteries, which are potentially like a bomb at the time of charging, and when the battery is overcharged, it can explode and can cause a huge damage. Also, when the batteries are thrown away, they cause environmental pollution.
But but Pratik, as we know that conventional vehicles which runs on petrol and diesel emits a large number of particulate matters which when dissolved into the water vapors present in atmosphere creates a toxic substance which when get inhaled can create various respiratory problems to us, and it can also affect our health.
I
Agree with you,
I
Devans.
would like
But there is another source of a fuel which is generally used in recently vehicles, which is mainly known as CNG. And this category is fuel is much cheaper and produces less amount of particulates pollutants. And it also help people. It also help environment prevent from the pollution. Of course, it's cheaper and also it releases less more particulate matter. But on the other hand, it releases also 5 times more toxic gases as compared to petrol and diesel.
Now, I would like to introduce a new topic, a new dimension related to the advantages of conventional vehicle. When anyone go for purchasing a new vehicle, everyone's priority is a conventional vehicle rather than a electric vehicle because it is much more cheaper as compared to the electric vehicles, and also n number of varieties are available in the market when we talk about conventional vehicles.
Yes, then, sir. Of course, it is cheaper. But the government of India, our road and transport minister, Mr. Nitin Gadkari, has announced that the government will provide subsidies to the people who are buying electric vehicles, so that India can travel path on sustainable India, and also for saving fuel for our future generations.
But when we look at the storage of cars for longer duration of time, like in case of this lockdown which is going on, in this period, electronic vehicles got damaged because they were not in use from for months, and finally their batteries got failed. On the other hand, conventional vehicles can stay off for many years and still work perfectly. Also, we can use conventional vehicles in harsh climate like rainy seasons or maybe in a desert.
Now I would like to put a point. This is a key point that attracts many people for electric cars. If you want to reduce the impact of pollution on environment, then you should have to buy a electric car. When you use electric engine with an electric car, then there is no emission of harmful gases or other, which reduces the global warming and reduces our several types of disease related to health.
I agree with you, my friend Vivek. But when we see in reality, the ground report is that these charging stations are not available at all the places, right? You had spoke about the health effects, but in reality, when we charge, when we talk about the main fuel of that electric vehicles, these charging fast charging stations are not available everywhere. These are only available in metro cities, and this will cost a lot, and it will also take a lot of time for investment in small cities.
True.
At last, I would like to say that Electric vehicles are the future of our automobile industry, and we have if we have to save our mother earth, then we have to move toward a technology, and that is the electric vehicle to save us our mother earth from pollution. Thank you.
Yeah, and I would like to add here this as our recent car company solar electric car, in which as I told you, for car will generate electricity, work as the charger for the battery, and thus it increases its traveling reach.
Yes, you have said that using charger or battery, but the main source of electrical vehicles are the solar energies. And you are saying that you a launch of solar cell or solar car easily available for the transport, but the solar energy recently is not so much efficient, and we cannot over imagine a car run on it, especially during the rainy season or night or the area of the polar region. We cannot imagine using solar cars.
Yes. So with this note, I think we are in a situation to say that the both electrical vehicle and conventional vehicle are good at their own place. Electric vehicle can be a very good solution for the future use, but in today's scenario, conventional vehicle is far more better as compared to electrical vehicle. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you. Sir, you are not audible.
Sir, you are muted, sir.
Am I audible? Okay.
Yes, sir. Please continue.
Conventional vehicle are more powerful for vehicle, while the electric vehicle are the less powerful. Now this time the main problem of the charging station of electric vehicle, so it is sorted out by combine the electric vehicle and the solar system, so it is main durable. So recently our transport Mr. Nitin Gadkari ji made a statement showing the India's intent to move to 100% electric cars and electric vehicle by end of 2030. Now this time the scheme was to offer subsidy and create supporting infrastructure for the electric vehicle for making the neat and clean up our environment. Pollution free energy must be required, so finally we can say this is the right time for movement toward the electric vehicle. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, and all the other
Thank you, sir.
participants.
Thank you.
And now, moving further, our last team of today's event, I request Mr. Paranjay sir to please carry on this discussion ahead and tell us what is his topic and about the discussion. Please, sir.
All right, can you able to hear me?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Okay. Myself, Paranjay Nijan. First of all, good afternoon. Good afternoon to everyone. I am Paranjay Nijan from Fire and Safety Department of IPS Academy, here to present a panel discussion on making Aadhaar mandatory is not a good idea. It is known that Aadhaar is a 12-digit individual identification number issued by Unique Identification Authority of India on behalf of the Government of India. The number serves as a proof of identity and address anywhere in India. Aadhaar is the world's largest biometric ID system. Therefore, it has some pros and cons. Students who are speaking in against of the motion is Ritesh Raghuvanshi from 4th year, Tanish Kataria from 4th year, Akhil Mohan from 2nd year, and students who are speaking in favor of the motion are Tushar Thomas from 4th year and Aditya Raj from 2nd year. Thomas, you can
Okay, sir.
take the lead
Thank
now.
you, sir. Hello, my name is Tushar Thomas, and I'm here to talk about why making Aadhaar mandatory is not a good idea. I will be speaking in favor for this topic. Let me start with this. I understand the basic idea behind the need to make it easy for the citizens to avail government schemes, benefits, subsidies, and I am all for it. Start with some relevant facts. The Aadhaar card hasn't made mandatory for passport applications, renewal. It is also mandatory for NRI or their bank accounts. Right now, Aadhaar is not mandatory for registering marriages, but it can be provided as a proof of identity. Aadhaar does not prove citizenship or guarantees rights or entitlement to property. Aadhaar is just a 12-digit random number. As an engineer, when I set out to design a system or a product, I start with an idea. Then I move to designing, and finally, what I worry about is the feasibility of the idea in the real world. Similarly, UIDAI looks good on paper, but if I was ruled as a government and someone told me that there was a tool by which I can uniquely identify each and every single citizen of my country, especially if the population of my country was 1.33 billion, and all I have to do is just type in this 12-digit number and verify that that sounds too good to be true. And it is too good to be true because UIDAI is a flawed system. On November 9, 2012, the National Institute of Public Finance and Policy published a paper titled A Cost Benefit Analysis of Aadhaar. The paper claimed that by 2015 and 16, the benefits of the project would surpass the cost, and by 2020 and 21, the total benefit would be $3.5 billion against the total expenditure of only US 680 million. The benefits would come from plugging leakages in various subsidies and social benefit schemes. Later, Ritika Khera, a development economist at IIT Delhi, published a paper in the Economic and Political Weekly titled A Cost Benefit Analysis of UID. In response to the cost benefit analysis published by the National Institute of Public Finance and Policy, she argued that the seemingly large benefits were based almost entirely on unrealistic assumptions and outdated data. The paper pointed how the relative cost effectiveness of Aadhaar is in comparison with the alternative technologies. The basic premise of any cost benefit analysis were entirely ignored. Further, concerns regarding possible conflict of interest were also raised. In March 2016, the International Institute of Sustainable Development released a report that the benefit from the Aadhaar-linked LPG subsidiaries scheme of 2014 and 15 was $2 million, and for 2015 and 16 was $17 million. These sums were much lower than the numbers cited by Finance Minister Jaitley in the law. Had said that in March 2016 that the government had saved $2 billion from the scheme. The paper said that the government was also including the savings from the efforts of oil marketing companies prior to the introduction of Aadhaar. These methods used by these OMCs to weed out the duplicates and ghost customers was 15 to 20 times more effective than the Aadhaar-based method. It has to be noted that the savings US 2.1 billion from this scheme was not claimed by the government to be only coming from subsidy alone, LPG subsidy alone, but plugging leaks, checking corruption with the help of Aadhaar card in the schemes administered by the government of India, which is such an arbitrary metric to even quantify. One other concern is also whether the sensitive data of literally billions of people would be used for any other purpose. When we talk in billions, the smallest of the smallest systematic error translate to tens and thousands of people. Point in case, 2013, in Goa, the CBI was trying to solve a case of a rape of a schoolgirl. It was approached by the Goa local court saying that they had acquired some fingerprints from the crime scene that could be matched with the UIDAI database. The court asked the UIDAI to hand over the data to the person in Goa to CBI. The UIDAI appealed in Bombay High Court, saying that accepting such requests would set a precedent for more such requests. The High Court rejected the argument on in and intern and direct Central Forensic Science Laboratory CFSL to study the technologies, capabilities of database to see if it could solve such a crime. The UIDAI then appealed it in the Supreme Court. It argued that the chance of a false positive was 0.57%, and with 1.23 billion people in its current database, it would result in hundreds and thousands of false results. To be exact, that is 701,100 false positives. The number don't lie. The system just simply doesn't work when it is scaled up to such a sample size. On top of this, in an interview in August 2009, with the help of former Chief of Intelligence Bureau, Ajit Doval said that Aadhaar was originally intended to flush out illegal immigrants, but the social security benefits were later added to avoid privacy concerns. In May 2013, Deputy Director General of UIDAI, Ashok Deval, admitted that there had been some errors in the registration process. Also, some people had received other cards with wrong photographs or fingerprints. Clearly, it is now self-evident that the government has tried to force it down our throats. Even the current government, which criticized the system in its own entirety when it was not in power, has flipped flopped now and has now aligned it with the initiative to make India digital again. And when a system which has failed over and over, time after time, has to still justify its cost to be still pursued. Collecting billions of people's sensitive data is not only invasion of privacy at a colossal level, but it also is unethical at the end. Our constitution gives us the ultimate moral responsibility that it relies on us individuals and our moral integrities, that is the right and responsibility to vote. And that is what sets us apart from a tyrannical rule or an autocracy or in point in case of bureaucracy. The intrinsic value which is bestowed upon us, each and every one of us, regardless of our flaws, is to affect these regulations and proceedings of our country. And what does not make sense should not be pursued. And that is exactly what the system is doing. And it is self-evident now. Thank you. Hello? Uh,
Yes, Akhil, you have.
you can go now.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Akhil Mon, and I'm going to speak against the topic. I will give some valuable points that could prove that making of Aadhaar mandatory is a good idea. I strongly believe that mandation of Aadhaar for the people of our nation is a paramount idea. But before I come to my thoughts or arguments, let us have a fine look at the Aadhaar values. The UIDI Unique Identification Authority of India is a statutory authority stabilized under the provisions of Aadhaar. UIDI was created with the objective to issue unique identification number named as Aadhaar to all residents of India. The UIDI has to robust enough to eliminate duplicate and fake identities, verifiable and authenticate and duplicate fake identities. My worthy colleague said that UIDI is a flawed system, but that statement made by my opponent is itself is flawed. Also, Aadhaar is not just a piece of printed paper. It does not hold any credit value, said by my first opponent. Now I will give some counterpoints related to that. The UIDI strictly maintains the security of information. As the threat of cybercrime is strictly increasing worldwide, in that case a UID is a must for each and every individual. That is the Aadhaar card. The governing body is highly confidential and is considered to never share any leak of information as an interest of national security. The security individual is too tight that if one gets a 12-digit number, nobody can get use except the holding person. The vision of UIDI is very successful as it stated by them very first is to empower residents of India with a unique identity and digital platform to authenticate anytime anywhere. The vision is now clear and cut and whole Indians are benefiting from it. Also, we can see many Indians can use the Aadhaar at many places and anytime and anywhere. Now I will outline the budget outlines of the Aadhaar card. As of 2021, the budget estimates of the year was 985 crores, but the expenditure was just 404 crores, which is barely less on account of Indians and saves a huge amount for national treasure of economy. Now I will some highlight externally explanations that are beneficial with the future perspective of India in relations with Aadhaar mandation. The Paul Romer, the chief economist of the World Bank, told Bloomberg that a worldwide standardized system on the lines of Aadhaar will benefit everyone on the planet. The system in India is the most sophisticated I have ever seen. It's the basis of all kinds of connections that involve things like financial transaction. It could be good for the world if this became widely adopted, Romer said. See, these kinds of statements are made by the chief economist of the World Bank. So he is admitting that our Aadhaar system is perfectly good and every country should adopt it as a whole measure for the country. Now the second point is about which is said by the World Bank Development Report in 2016. A digital identification system such as India's Aadhaar by overcoming complex information problems willing governments to promote the inclusion of disadvantaged group. Why this they are saying that Aadhaar is mainly benefiting the lower and the outskirts of the people. The mainly benefited people are going to adopt a major change in the economy. Now, the World Bank in 2013 also says that when it comes to ID systems, India's Aadhaar initiative sets a high bar for the rest of the world. Aadhaar is a state-of-the-art online system that provides a unique range of public and private services. It is also benefiting many enterprises, private and public sector services through. Now I will give you as the success story of the paradigm of the Aadhaar mandation. The Aadhaar program is one of the technology success stories of India and is an initiative unparalleled in scope of anywhere else in the world. India is leading the way in the implementation of a national identification program linked to biometric data. As of March 2017, 113 crores residents in India have an Aadhaar card, which is roughly 88.6% of the projected population. Delhi, Haryana, and Telangana have been the most enthusiastic people of the Aadhaar. With the number of people with Aadhaar rising day by day, now it's the total population is 1.12 billion of all over India. The card is meant to streamline bureaucratic processes for better performance, delivering a range of services in the citizens as well as distribution of benefits and subsidies. Rupees 677 1 crore were given by the government to adopt the major changes in the Aadhaar policies. Now coming to this, in hard corona time, many countries are paving its way for their online transaction. They said that creating a digital ID system is hard and expensive. Yet India, a gigantic and poorly country, has managed it. Its Aadhaar biometric system has created digital identities for 1.3 billion people. It has streamlined government services and massively reduced fraud. If rural and Indians can prove who they are online, it can scandalous that many birds can Americans cannot. Digital ID systems can be introduced gradually on an pre-existing forms. At last, I want to say that Aadhaar linking can also make life easier of the NRIs and OCIs. They can now proactively make personal investments in their home country with greater ease and convenience. And also the fraud is being made less in the country with the advancement of Aadhaar in our country. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Thank you for providing me an opportunity to share my views upon this topic. I am Aditya Raj Singh Chauhan and I'll be speaking with the motion. I believe the Indian democratic system is passing through a grave crisis of implementing the Aadhaar card. Yes, and I totally disagree with what my fellow panelist has just said. He said that the UIDAI has tried to eliminate all the fake identities and duplicate identities, but the different types of security agencies has found many terrorists and caught them, and they possessed fake identities, fake Aadhaar cards. So that's totally dissolved. The Aadhaar card was started with the notion of just surveillance and good governance, but it gradually became much more than that. With the linkage of Aadhaar with almost all of the basic entities like SIM cards, bank account, PAN card, and whatnot, it became a single point database which created a huge number of plot holes in it. It contains two of the most important information of a person. First is the demographic information, which includes name, age, gender, and address. And the second is the biometric information, which means the fingerprints and the iris scan. This makes it this makes it vulnerable because of for once our data is compromised, we don't really have a scope of changing our credentials. Neither we can change our demographics information nor the biometric ones. And we have seen time and again that the data stored by the UIDAI is not at all safe. There already have been many security breaches, as already mentioned by my fellow panelist Tushar sir, that Aadhaar is not safe, which risks the highly crucial data of around 1.2 billion people, risking one of the core fundamental rights, the right to privacy. Let's pretend that this system works at the user end. The Aadhaar is just a piece of printed paper. It does not hold any credible value. It can be edited easily and duplicated. It is nothing but a copy of a digital number. But the use of Aadhaar was crammed down to the throats of people in such a predatory manner that most of us registered because of the threat of exclusion. Exclusion from basic entities provided by the government like food aid, cooking gas subsidies, mobile connections, Narega wages, government examinations, banking facilities, and etc. etc. In fact, much of the massive enrollment resulted from the fear of being excluded from these benefits. There have been instances where people have been denied food aid because of issues with authentication arising from network issues or problems with identifying fingerprints. Documentary proof may be difficult to obtain. And most of the people who were among these were illiterate and poor people which did not have the proper documentation in order to fight against them. Another case occurred wherein Aadhaar data collected by Reliance Jio was leaked online, and the data may now be widely available to hackers. As we all know, India is already a very prone country to cyber attacks. These hackers having so much of credible information of high profile people can use it in any form. The UIDAI confirms more than 200 government websites were publicly displaying confidential Aadhaar data. Though removed now, the data leaked cannot be scrubbed from hackers' database, which is a real threat. Also, according to a report by the Tribune, Chandigarh, dated 2 years back, it said that it is very easy to get access of highly crucial data of around 1.2 billion people by paying just 500 rupees to an agent, and within 10 minutes you will have the access to the admin server of the Aadhaar data. And by paying 300 more, you can generate a duplicate Aadhaar card. Although the server has been modified over the years, yet the huge amount of data stored in the hacker's database is still in place, and we can do nothing about it, and can be used in the breaching national security anytime at their will. And this security breach opens up the scope of a huge number of scams and frauds. It can go from phishing by bank scammers, by making duplicate Aadhaar cards, holding multiple Aadhaar cards, thus creating a playground for cyber crimes, and the total dissolution of a right to privacy. With this note, I would like to conclude that the basic concept behind Aadhaar was really good, but the governing bodies have failed to implement it with the significant impact, and thus it would be better if we do not make Aadhaar mandatory. Thanks a lot.
All right. We had a good discussion. After hearing all, we can say one stand is right or one is wrong. To conclude this panel, we went over the benefits and the drawbacks of the system. At one end, this is a revolutionary change in terms of unifying and making the digital system frictionless to ease less tech savvy peoples to be the part of new mechanism of collection data and accessing information. But at the same time, at this scale sample size, the technology is just produced too big of an error to be trusted blindly. I mean, an error report of 0.057% is completely unacceptable. And feasibility of whole operation, the cost to the reward is huge gamble. Prima facie, this system is already being integrated into our governance and will dig deep in coming years. One day will be inseparable from the system. Hopefully, the time the technology will catch up and concern regarding privacy, the data collection, the data processing and handling and storage will be met. Any change or initiative is good if it is intended to fix a problem. But the collection data from the population of a rising country like India just bears a great deal of risk if it is get misused or get in hands of the wrong people. That's why we have these kinds of discussion to keep the government in check and to keep the governance and its people in power forced to unhandle this responsibility. Thank you all for your participation. Uh, you can continue now. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much, sir, and all the team members. By this, it's the end of our first day. I sincerely thank all the members, especially our head of the department, all the jury members, and the respected faculty members. I would also like to thank all the people who are watching us on YouTube, which is live streaming now. I would like to say some details about our upcoming event, which will be held tomorrow. The topic is discover the world of business modeling in fire and safety industry. So in this, students will define a particular innovative idea product, and they will tell us how to sell this, how they will sell this particular product in the market. So I request everyone to join tomorrow sharp us at 11:30 morning. So by this, I think it's time to end this meeting. Once again, I would like to thank you once again. Thank you all for joining in.